you came here by yourself, right?
Yeah,
And you work a lot when you're not in school.
yeah. I work in Saturday, sometime in the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I work if it's possible.
What, why are you working so hard outside of school here? Or not that
In
familiar with
in
it?
my country is a little opportunities because the president is not good. Yeah, the president is not good. No, that's too much opportunity for the students.
What stood out to me about Henry was that his process getting here was definitely something that is similar to so many of our students. However, when Henry got here, he knew that his number one goal was education, and he made it a priority and learned to advocate for himself, did what he could to find the person in the building that would understand what he was trying to do, because he already had started his educational career in his home country. And even in his home country, education was super important to him. And so when he came here, he wanted to know, what can I do to make sure that I graduate as soon as possible? Because his main goal was to be able to work and help support his family and himself. Henry is one of many students who works basically a full-time job and is a student full-time. And he was also taking classes in the evening, virtual classes that would help him advance to make sure that he was graduating with what is his cohort, because he had already started high school in his home country. So he knew that he wanted to graduate on time for him, and working and making that balance, sometimes he had to sacrifice one or the other. And in order to help families, sometimes there would be maybe a week or 10 days that he couldn't come to school because he had to just take on as many hours as possible due to some of the difficulties that his family was facing. When he was on his way here, he attempted to cross and arrive to the United States twice. And he was stopped both times and held at ransom by the cartel, where they were requesting money. And he understood the second time he attempted, they stopped him again and held them at ransom, and he understood then that his life was at risk. So many of our kids live so many different types of traumas. But what Henry lived through when he was coming and being stopped by the cartels, what I think astonished me is that it didn't cloud his judgment of that country, of Mexico, of where this happened at. You know, even though he had been stopped by the cartels, even though the cartels even stopped his sister when they were coming, his vision of Mexico was still very much like, oh, the people were very kind. You know, outside of the cartels, the people were very kind and the food was very good. So the fact that it didn't, blemish how he saw that community, that country. If anything, he was still able to highlight the goodness that he experienced while he was there. I think says so much about his character and his heart.
Pues mi meta pues ser alguien más productivo para el país y para otras personas poder ayudar.